yeah.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to Blame Your Brother, episode 136. Thank you so much for listening. This may be one of your first time listening to the show. We had a couple people say they're going to start listening after last week's episode, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. But thank you so much. If it's your first time, long time, we appreciate you checking out the podcast. We are live every Thursday night here at blameyourbrother.tv. We stream live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube. So you want to hang out with us? Do it. Go to blameyourbrother.tv Thursday nights, 8 p.m., and we will get the show started. There are three of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Nashville Reddit, Human Garbage, and the Dream Killer. And I'm joined by the man that likes to floss. It's my brother. It's Lee.
What up, everyone? It's the real Nick Nickum, the one, the only LeBron safety pin.
We're also joined by this man who sits over here to the right of me. It is John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, the angry uncle, Mr. PTI, the madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so that's the three of us. We're going to be coming to you tonight with a lot of topics, a lot of things to talk about, crazy stories that happened to us, and we'll get to all that in just a minute. But we do want to thank T. Hottie for coming in last week. Him and Tori came in. It was a fantastic episode, a lot of great stories. Amazing talking to a internet viral sensation. So that if you're checking us out because you listen to that and you like it, thank you so much. And he was a great guy. We'd like to do some more stuff with him down the road, so we'll be looking to do that. We're kind of talking behind the scenes. We'll see what happens. So thank you so much, T. Hottie and Tori, for coming on and checking out the show. I believe it's Greg, right? Is his actual name? But right. I just want to call him T. Hottie. I mean, that's his name now. You know, you can't change it. Once the success hits you, you're in. You're tied in for the rest of your life to that name. So that was a fun episode. Thank you so much for checking that out. But we'll go ahead and get started like we always do. Does anyone here, and we'll go around, does anyone here need to apologize? Does anyone need to correct anything they said, make a retraction, omission? Do they need to say something they didn't get out? Lee, let's start with you.
I think I'm clean.
You're pointing to me. I don't know why you're pointing to me.
I was pointing to John.
Oh, okay. John, is there anything you need to apologize for?
This apology is brought to you by the letter Q.
Oh, don't do it.
It's the letter of the day.
That's it.
What does Q stand for, John?
What does it stand for?
It's questionable that you would ask me that question.
It stands for questionable.
Is it quirky? What does the Q stand for? What are we talking about? I'm confused right now.
Well, you'd have to listen to last week's episode to find out.
So LGBTQ, you don't know what the Q stands for. And we're asking you straight up, do you know what the Q stands for?
I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff on.
Well, we know all the letters up to the Q. What does the Q stand for?
I don't know. Queer?
Okay, yeah, it does.
Okay,
he really didn't know.
No, he didn't, or he was afraid to say it. All right, so yeah, I think we were clean. Other than that, I think the guests did a lot of the heavy lifting last week, so we didn't have much.
Maybe I should apologize for trying to start a parachute expedition shirtless. There's some things the world shouldn't see, and it's the three of us shirtless parachuting.
Yeah, they pay us to keep that off the internet if we do that. They're like, please don't post that. GoFundMe, $10 million. Do not ever post the video.
But maybe we could do something like Jello wrestling between Dave and John.
No.
Shirt, but leave your shirt on. That's fine.
No. Maybe you and T. Hottie could. I think that's better.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he would lower himself to that level, but
the great thing about this show is it's built on democracy. And so we'll go around and we'll just vote.
No, it's really not. That's where you're wrong.
Look, Tori's in the chat right now. Hello, Tori. We're talking about Lee.
Look, this show will never be a democracy because you have a lackey, and it's like cronyism. That's straight up cronyism.
That's how it works. That's how the real world works.
We're going to abolish the electoral college. Okay, my vote's going to count for 2, and then y'all each get 1. That way it'll be fair.
Okay, to be fair, we'll say whoever is the oldest vote counts the most, and we'll go down, and then the second oldest, their vote counts double as much, and then the youngest, the least, because I get
3 votes, and
John
John gets 2, and you get 1.
So you're saying you're older than me and John on the program? You're saying that?
I mean, I'm saying that's the way it should work. I think that's actually a good system. 3, 2, 1. That's
no, I said the opposite of what you're saying.
Yeah,
I don't think you understand.
Whatever you say, the opposite is usually the way to go anyway. So that works. That's perfect. Let's
That
let's
is
go ahead and shake on it.
Fake news.
This has been made. It's the democracy of the BYB Pod Show. Thank
Fake
you
news.
for
Fake news.
putting that out there.
And then Ann Jolie said, "Well, it'd be a tie if that was the case." So there we
I'm
go.
okay
We'll let the people
okay
vote.
with a tie.
Would you rather see, if you're in the chat right now, just blow it up, throw it up there. Would you rather see me and John Jello wrestle, or would you rather see Lee and T. Hottie Jello wrestle? Go ahead and hit us up on social media or in the chat right now, and let the people vote.
We'll let the people vote.
How about that?
I
Okay.
don't know. I still don't like that either.
We're fine.
I think John kind of wants to Jello wrestle with you a little bit. I think is the issue here.
John, I have burner accounts. We're fine. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started then. It's been a crazy week, I think, for all. Well, I know for at least two of us, it's kind of crazy. So, Lee, I guess we'll start with you. Anything happened this week that stood out? Anything?
I think we need to start with John. He's got a
Well, I
kind
was
of
saving kind of the best for
No,
last.
go ahead. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and hit it first.
All right. Well, John has a story that will entertain the masses, and let's go for it. Right? Jason Steen says T. Hottie and
The BYB
Hottie.
Hottie.
So there we go. All right. So, John, you got a story to tell us. Something happened to you this week. Go ahead and hit us with it.
All right. So had my nephews over for the weekend, for the last week, and because it was their spring break, and the younger of the two, he's 12 years old, was camped out in our bonus from our playroom at the house, and I guess decided that we didn't want to take the trouble of making his way down to the bathroom, and decided to piss on the floor instead.
We've all done that, right?
No, not all of us.
Okay. Okay. How did you discover this, John?
I initially I noticed a urine smell, but I could not decipher where it was coming from. I had his older brother check the couches up there where he would have been sleeping to see if it was wet or something.
Accident. Maybe he had an accident.
maybe he had an accident
It
or
happens.
something.
Hey, it's life.
And there was no wetness, no smell coming from the couches. So I just thought I was going crazy or something. But every time I was anywhere near the playroom, I didn't have to be in there. I would detect the urine smell. Lo and behold, when it's time for them to leave, my beautiful wife, Robin, she said, "Why don't you check the playroom to make sure that he didn't leave anything up there?"
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up there, and the smell is stronger than ever. And I'm looking around, and I step on something wet.
Oh, ouch.
I look down, there's nothing there but carpet. It was soaked with urine.
Oh, man. Ooh, sheesh.
I was livid.
You were pissed.
Yes, David, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
The thing is like the level of urine we immediately tried to soak it up with paper towels.
Mm-hmm.
It soaked through 5 sheets of paper towel.
What?
That means
5 sheets of paper towels is not that much.
That's a lot of piss,
that's a
though.
lot.
It's just five
That's-
paper towels.
That's not an accident. That's not piss that runs down your leg when your jeans are on. That's piss that you whip out and you spray. That's not accidental piss. And
so you thought this was an accidental piss?
No, I thought it was. I mean, initially I thought it was an accident and he was just ashamed or, whatever. But this was definitely not an accident.
So did you confront him?
Yes, I did.
What, did he have anything to say for
He
himself?
did not have any excuse.
So what did you do? Did you put him in a fat suit or something? What was
No,
your?
it was. They were leaving when I found
Did you
it.
put your
His mom
Dear
laid
John
into
goggles
him.
on and
He
think
should
of some
have.
advice? Do I have to write into the show and be like, "Dear John, my 12-year-old nephew peed on the carpet. What do I do?"
I think I need my own personal Dear John to find out.
Well, I think it's
so. What you do? Hold on. First off, I have a couple of exceptions to this story. First off, you said every time I walked by the playroom, I smelt a strong odor of urine, but yet you never checked the playroom for said urine.
We're always on our way to do something.
This guy's got excuses. They're always on the way. Someone's leaving. Someone's coming.
I hope not.
Anyway, I would just
No,
say,
not either.
I would just say maybe follow your nose next time a little bit better to find that source. Second off, what's your plan here? You got to have, obviously you were livid, you were pissed, as David said. Ha ha ha.
Thank you.
But now you've calmed down. You've restocked your paper towels. You've washed your socks, It's all clean, all dry. What's your
the
plan?
socks are the
Okay, the carpet
the
is
carpet's
not. Yes,
still not yet.
the carpet will never be fixed. You just go ahead and replace it. But what is your plan to correct your family here? You're going to have to sit them down. You're going to have to set them up. Something. You're going to have to document,
He's not
isolate,
sitting
destroy.
down anywhere in my house.
So he's just not allowed into your house. anymore.
If he comes into my house, he better be wearing a diaper.
Wow. So kind of like a fat suit.
Kind of like a fat suit,
just
sure.
a diaper.
Yeah.
Okay. David, what?
Well, I think it's problematic it's obviously bad what happened, but I think it's bad that you confronted him multiple times.
Oh, yes, multiple
and I'm sure
times.
you weren't like, I'm going to beat your ass or anything. You were just like, hey, I need you to, I don't know what you did. I'm assuming.
you know me.
Yes. You would kind of confront me like, if you did something, just tell me, it's fine.
We need to take care of it immediately.
No problem, but I need to know. And he continually lied about it. That's a problem.
Yes.
How old is he again?
12.
Yeah, that's just too much.
No.
What I would do, number one, I'd have to have a conversation with his mother and be like,
that's not going anywhere.
You're gonna have to. But you're gonna have to help with it. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's gonna cost.
She knows, and she knows how mad I am about it, and she was pretty mad too. She called me back the next day, with him, on speaker and everything, and she ripped him a new one, but I really didn't feel bad for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Ugh, that's bad. So, what is your plan to get the piss out of the carpet?
I've tried several things already. The first thing was trying to blot it out.
Okay.
The second thing is I rented a rug doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, never, ever rent a rug doctor.
So explain. It sounds like a toupee service, obviously not. But explain what a rug doctor is.
A rug doctor, it's basically a shampoo extractor that you can rent from like Walmart has a little kiosk. Other places have them where you can rent a machine and use that to clean your carpets. And for the most part, it generally works like just
steam cleaner.
Yeah, it shoots shampoo and hot water into your carpet, and then it has brushes. You can turn them on or you can turn them off, and it's supposed to suck it back up.
So did you do as good a job cleaning the carpet with the rug doctor as you did hanging your TV? Or did you do a better job?
I did a better job with the TV.
Damn, bro.
Okay, well, maybe you should try.
If it's your first time listening, John attempted to hang a 75-inch,
a
75-inch television on the wall, and guess what? Didn't do such a good job. Almost fell down and killed his child. But anyways, no big deal. Keep on with your story. So you rented the rug doctor.
That was on me. I apologize.
Well, at least the TV stayed up on the wall for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the peace smell will be gone.
I love John's rationalization.
The
Hey man, it was up there for a month and a half. No biggie.
It just almost killed the child.
Yeah, no big deal.
The rug doctor did not extract whatsoever. The machine was dirty, and I should have checked it there once I got it. But once you pull it out, it's like a vending machine for
right.
Once you get it out, that's it.
No Groupon for this.
No Groupon.
That may
No
have been the
Groupon.
problem.
That's the
Maybe
problem.
You should have known better.
There's no Groupon on it. Just don't do
So
it. It's not worth it.
Rug doctor, epic fail. Now what are you doing now? What's the next step?
Working in the hotel business, I remembered we do have a company that we pay to come in to take care of situations like that. That's what they do, and I called them, and they're gonna be stopping by tomorrow to take care of it.
I still have a problem with you more worried about your carpet than your family. Like, you need to use this as like an instructional moment and, get a little, you got to put your anger aside. It's a young child. You need to like have a heart to heart with him, sit him down and like convince him, like get him to see that this is not right. You don't go into someone's house and, as you put it, whip it out and start pissing everywhere.
Here's the deal with this child.
Or maybe that's just your family thing. I don't know.
He would rather walk 3 miles to get out of walking one.
Okay.
If you know do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand the analogy. Yes.
And there's no punishment that is strong enough that will get him to do something he doesn't want to do, and there is no reward big enough to get him to do something he doesn't want to do. And so I'm at a loss. I would love to be able to push this magic button you have hidden somewhere and fix this child, Lee, but it's
Not
beyond
even worth
me.
trying. Mama tried, huh?
Okay.
12 years
That one
old. You
under
think I
Mama
haven't tried before? That's why I had them over. I thought that maybe a week of more structured living might help.
Okay, so 2 questions. Number one, what is this going to set you back?
$3K.
The rug doctor I got a refund for because
That's good.
so that part just time.
Okay.
If we'd gone with we actually called a carpet cleaning company first.
Okay.
They quoted us a total of like $750, and that was even not a 100% guarantee that the scent would be gone.
Okay.
And if we were to replace the carpet in the playroom, they can't just cut out that spot because they don't carry that carpet anymore. So we'd have to replace the whole room. That would be $900.
So it's more than that for these people to come out.
No.
Oh, it's
these people, since they work for the hotel that I work for, and they have a contract with them, they charge me significantly less. So it's under $100.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
Now, this is obviously you're kind of if we say blame your brother or maybe blame your sibling here, it sounds like you're putting a lot of blame on your sister here.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. I'll just make sure they got questions in the chat. Was it retaliation? Is there a reason he would do it?
The only thing negative that we did was, he is in the same room with the big TV, to prevent him from just staying up there all day and all night just watch TV.
Okay.
We took the cable remote downstairs, and so the only thing he could turn the TV on and off, but he'd only be able to watch baby TV, which is a station that we watch with Usher.
Right. Okay. So you think it maybe was it?
I mean, I hope not, because that's nowhere near in a league of that level of retaliation. Because he could have come downstairs and watched TV with us. That's not
I mean, I would rather not, but
that's why I didn't invite you for the weekly.
Okay. So
if you do, I'm gonna number 2 right on your carpet.
Well, at least that'd be easier to clean up. So has he done this before at his house?
He did something similar on his mother's bed.
Okay. Well, I mean, then John.
I know. I should have.
Got a serial problem here.
Should have.
So he's a pisser.
Apparently.
Okay, that's not good. I mean, I don't know. I took a psychology course in college, and I don't remember much of it.
Well, it's a while back.
There's got to be something here. There's got to be something going on psychologically while he's doing this. I mean, obviously it's a cry for attention, you could say, or I mean, that would be
that's usually the first go-to.
So
that's usually a prognosis for someone who wets the bed at night.
Yeah.
Not someone who's actively doing it during the day, conscious.
I don't know, John. I mean, are you inviting this kid back over to your house anytime soon?
No.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate,
Yeah.
They said put him in Pampers next time if he shows up, I guess. But, I mean, it sounds like he'd just take those off. So, John, this is whack. I mean.
I agree.
Yeah, I would be beyond upset. I mean, I think I don't know how upset you are. Upset on a scale of 1 to 10, where were you at?
On Sunday when I stepped in it?
A 10?
11. He turned it up to 11.
Something like that.
There's a tiny Stonehenge circling his head. But, I actually, in high school, college, this guy had a party, and one of his friends pissed all over his floor. And this was 17, 18, 19-year-old.
Mm.
So you're going to let this kid go down that same road, man.
Yeah. So Jason,
you got to nip this in the bud right now.
Well, Jason says, is this guy a future serial killer or what? What's going on here?
Is he dissecting cats or any heads on poles? You seen anything like that?
No, nothing like that.
Like really aggressive crayons or something?
No.
What would you do if you had a nephew or a niece that was exhibiting serial killer traits. Well, honestly, what would you do? What do you think Lee? What do you think you
My
would do?
first go-to would be to go to my sister or my whoever.
Okay, but
the parent.
I would take them to a trained professional
okay.
and get them psychological help immediately.
But what if the parent goes, no, you're not going to do that. It's my child and there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, it wasn't my child?
I said your nephew or your niece.
I'd probably report him to the TBI. He was didn't tell
What?
me exactly what behavior he
Well,
demonstrated.
there's a list of things.
He's peeping Tom and making a podcast about peeping through someone's windows or
That's
something.
true. Well, there's lists. There's 10 signs you might be a serial killer, and one of them is killing animals. That's what Jeffrey Dahmer was doing. And I
Yes,
think
if a child was killing animals and putting their heads on spikes and dissecting them, and I found out about it, and I told their parents, and they were like, "I don't care," then yes, I would probably report them to the TBI or something.
Nothing we can do. Sorry.
What do you mean nothing you can do? Then I would keep finding someone I could tell.
Okay, so you would do nothing.
What would you do? Would you vigilante murder someone preemptively to stop a serial killer?
I don't know what
Your
I would.
own niece or nephew?
I don't know what I would do, honestly. Truthfully, I would just be, I'd be just torn up 24/7. I don't know what I would do.
All right, well, we have a couple of good suggestions. What about make them clean pee at an animal shelter as a volunteer, as a punishment?
That's
Ann Jolie.
Yeah, Ann Jolie. That's not bad. I mean, but
That
once
is a good
again,
idea.
the mother has to make him do it. John cannot make
I
this.
think John could. If John went to the mom and said, "This is I'm obviously still mad about this. This is the punishment. I'm going to take him." I think she would be okay with that, right?
Think so?
Especially if I was doing the dirty work,
Yeah.
picking them up and
Yeah.
dropping them off. And
Huh. Okay. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, John. It's a bad week.
Another maybe he was drunk.
no,
Do y'all have any alcohol
we
laying
don't
around?
have any alcohol in the house whatsoever.
Maybe some Listerine or something.
Listerine's about the closest
Some
thing. and
vanilla extract.
I don't think he'd come anywhere near Listerine. So
I don't even know what that means. But anyway. All right. Well, that's your pissy week right there.
yeah.
Lee, do you have anything that rivals the piss week?
No, I have nothing. What about you?
So Saturday, if you know, my oldest son is signed up for Boy Scouts. I guess I didn't realize when I signed him up for Boy Scouts, that meant I was also going to be doing Boy Scout
you
things.
Knew. You knew in the back of your
this-
head. You have a Scoutmaster uniform, don't you?
No, I do not.
Don't lie.
I would never wear that.
What if they told you had to?
I would quit.
You'd quit?
Yeah, I would quit.
Would you pull your kid out?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got to make this happen, man. Some some of those short shorts like Reno 911, the little khaki shorts.
Yeah, that ain't happening. But
What are they called? Nut huggers?
so and yes, they are called nut huggers. So back in the day,
Would you shave your legs?
No,
Or would you just go hairy?
Are you saying if I wore the
Yeah.
shorts, well, I would not shave my legs.
Okay.
I would never shave my legs. Okay, and I'm not a swimmer, and that's the only time it's acceptable. Or if you're a twink, maybe
What if
Jason
T.
can tell us
Hottie
about that.
said he shaved his entire
Well,
body.
he's a good-looking man. I guess if you're really good-looking, it's swimmer, twink, or good-looking guy. There you go. Okay, all right.
Well, I was saying maybe you could be a little bit more good looking if you shaved your legs.
I'm good where I'm at. I'm fine being that. As Jason, I'm a good solid 5. But listen, so what it was, if you know, we were on Police Explorers, all 3 of us back in the day, and what we had to commonly do was direct traffic or parking. And that's what my son ended up doing for 2 hours, and I was stuck doing that for 2 hours, which that wasn't that bad. Just, it's kind of funny that I was back in the Explorer days. Come on, stop, go, whatever. But so that happened. I was just telling you what happened on Saturday. But what happened this morning as I was driving, this is a PSA to everyone out there, okay?
All right, everybody get quiet.
And really,
everybody get quiet and listen up.
People need to understand this.
Da-na-na-na.
I'm driving to work. I'm about to where I work. I drive on the interstate for the majority of the way. And I hear this pop. I was like, oh, that's not good. Whatever that was, it wasn't good, So I'm driving and I went, oh my God, I have a flat tire. So I pulled off. Luckily, I was able to get off the interstate. I drove off the exit into an empty business and changed the tire to a donut, which sucks at 6:45 in the morning. It's not how you want to start your day ever. I got to wear business casual clothing, so I'm in it's not fun. But anyway, I was able to
khaki shorts.
I was able to change the tire to the donut, and then I went over to the tire shop. But so I had to spend money on tires, so it kind of sucked. That's a bad way to start the day. It was better after that, but. PSA, and I don't think a lot of people know how to do this. If you're an adult or you have children, you need to teach your children how to change a tire.
How did this go from directing traffic to a tire?
No, I just said
the
this
pieces
thing
are not connected.
No, I said that was just you're not listening. I said that's just what happened on Saturday this weekend. That's how exciting my weekend was. I directed traffic. No, I'm saying how many people of millennials and younger do you think honestly can change a tire today? What would you say a percentage is? Like
I would
low?
probably say like 85, 90%. It's honestly, changing a tire is one of the easier things that you can do.
I would agree with that. It is easy, but that doesn't mean everybody knows how to do it.
I would disagree with you. I would flip that around. I think 15% of younger people probably know how to change tires.
I mean, they probably don't want to.
I don't think they know how to. I've met many
I'd
people.
probably say about 40%.
But do you
Okay.
even really have to know how to change a tire? Like, if you would have just called,
Jason Steen says what?
he could figure it out.
No, most people leave.
He could figure
Lee,
it out.
This is your problem. You got to step outside of yourself and look at the world of other people. Most
Jason
people
is a bright guy. There's 5 bolts, there's 5 lug nuts, and there's holes in the rim. That's it.
No, you have to jack the car up as well.
Okay, the jacking that up is maybe the hardest part of it.
That's what
for
she
sure.
said. And so then you have to pull the tire off as well. You have to pull the tire off. I mean, there's more to it. You're acting like
You have to pull the tire off.
Well, yeah, as it's flat, it's not coming off easy. So you have to lift up, pull it off. Yeah, it's look, Lee. I know.
Also, you want to put the emergency brake on.
Yep.
Okay,
See,
that is a good tip for sure. I
Okay.
changed the tire where we didn't do that. And it was bad news. But listen, okay.
Okay, so thank you.
Listen, but if you're on a flat surface, it doesn't matter. Listen, okay,
Angela says not many people know how to do it. Lee,
okay,
step
let's assume,
outside your box.
Okay,
bro.
I'm gonna take what you said as gospel.
Okay.
Let's just assume
Okay.
15% of people, if that works. for
Right.
you.
Okay.
But my point is, it doesn't matter because you just either call AAA or you wait and the Metro, whatever service comes, replaces the tire for you. Or if you're incapable, you just stick your thumb out, you wave a little white towel, you know, try to look cute on the side of the highway. Someone comes and changes it for you.
Have you lost your damn mind? John, do you have AAA?
Nope.
Lee, do you have AAA?
I do, but
Well,
I
I
wouldn't
figured
know how
you
to.
would.
I wouldn't know how to use it. I would
figured-
just change my damn tire.
Okay. So we know how to. I'm just saying, people that are listening, learn how to change a damn tire.
Okay, what if your head gasket blew out and your car stopped?
Well,
Would you be able to change a head gasket on the side of the road?
no, not.
So what is the difference? Like, that's what I'm saying. Why does it matter if you know how to change a tire?
The difference
or not?
between tires being blown and head gaskets being blown, the numbers are completely different. There's probably millions of tires that get flattened a day. Would you agree, Dave?
Yes.
There's
How
only
many-
like 500,000 head gaskets get blown.
No,
A day?
stop. Angela said the other day she watched 3 20-year-olds do it a day ago. It took them 1 hour. 1 hour
Why
to
does it
change a
matter
tire.
How long it takes them? What?
Lee, this is
If
just
you know how to change a tire, it should take less than 10 minutes.
It
Is this
took
like
me
the
about
Christmas
3 minutes,
story
bro.
Yeah.
Were you trying to set a record? You patch your tires and they blow out all the time?
no, but I'm just saying this is simple things that people don't know how to do. I think we're now in an age where most kids are not going to know how to do simple things because they're not being taught. Everything's technology.
Okay, I see your point.
Okay, thank you.
But
It's about
listen
damn
to
time.
me. A generation ago, they said the same thing about us. Like, we don't know how to grow our own food. We don't know how to, build our own house.
What century are you living in? The 1700s?
Yes.
We don't know how to grow our own food? What are you talking
So
about?
you don't ever think that was a generational?
Hey, man, them Brewington
Not
boys.
our parents, no.
Them Brewington boys don't know how to grow corn. They're going
maybe,
to die.
maybe about 4 or 5 generations
look.
back, they're saying that.
Look, the kids are saying the same thing about you guys. You don't know how to floss. You can't get a chicken dinner on your favorite battle royale.
I do.
Without getting carried by another team.
Solo, baby, by myself.
Okay, even a blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while.
I'm shooting down every point you have. So what is something simple that you want to teach your child that you think would be essential for them? It's something simple. And I'm not saying
Probably how to make like small explosive devices.
Okay, so you're not being okay, John. What is something simple?
No, I think that's
mean,
important.
change a tire. It could be
Use a map.
use a map. There you go. I think most kids are definitely not going to know how to use a
But
fold-out
why?
map.
Where
What if you're in the area where you don't have cell service, your phone dies?
do they have these maps? Like, they just have these maps in stores all of a sudden?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
They're every Lee.
It's called Rand McNally. Look it up. You got the internet right
Look,
there.
Listen, I have been alive before the internet. Me and David had looked at maps many a time. I'm just saying we're not in that world anymore, y'all. You need to, you have to be progressive. You have to move on.
Well, progressive doesn't mean abandoning everything before you as well.
It's
So I
learning
bring-
new things.
so I bring up
getting
the-
better, not.
But
actually, by learning how to use a map, you would be progressing.
But I bring up growing your own food, building your own house, and you guys scoff at me.
No,
like,
you
that's not
you literally
important.
said building explosives is what you actually said.
That's what I said. I
Which
think
now
that is important as well.
I'm sure we're tagged on some
Good.
FBI watch
I
list.
hope I'm on a watch list. But why, when I bring up the fact of growing your own food or building your own house, you scoff at that? But when you're like, oh, you got to know how to use a compass, you know?
John, please.
We scoffed because we said
Something
our parents.
We said something simple as well. I don't think a house building is
We weren't
simple.
talking about you.
I
You
think
went back
people that-
generations.
I think people that know how to build houses thinks it's relatively simple.
Lee, as I saying, a doctor thinks surgery is simple because they do it all the time. I said something simple. Now, do you really have something serious you want to pass on
what
to your
is yours?
children?
What is yours?
I just said change a tire. This is
Change
the
a
whole
tire.
point of this
Okay.
entire conversation. What is yours?
Play a music instrument.
You're not going to teach your daughter. Well, that's a good one.
That's a good
Is
one.
your daughter, you going to teach her how to change a tire, yes or no?
Probably not.
Okay.
If she has an interest in it, but like, just call. I'll be like, no, just call me or call AAA or.
She may be out in the middle of nowhere and not be able to call you. There's some self-sufficiency that is required as an adult. And cook a meal. Someone said that as well. A lot of kids don't know how to cook. I'm just telling you what the chat's saying.
I mean, cook a meal's a good one.
Okay.
That one's actually like probably better than.
Well,
reading
I'm
a
just like
map.
Lee. Just get what's it called? Postmates. Just do Postmates or just do Uber Eats.
I mean, yeah, you probably can. Just take your pill. You know,
Lee's just like
Food
do
pill.
everything through the internet. Who cares?
The thing is, the times are changing, okay? And like a lot of conservative people look at their own experiences and say, like, you have to know how to change a tire, right? Because when I was growing up, it was important.
You can look at Jason said taxes, changing tires, budgets. None of this is taught in school. That's why I'm thinking about things that are not taught in school that you want your kids to know how to do. Everybody agrees with me. You are out of control right
I'm not
now,
saying
brother.
knowing
I
how
mean,
to change a tire is a bad thing.
you are
okay?
literally out of control right now.
I'm just saying you're kind of over, like, you're like saying millennials are horrible people because they don't know how to change tires.
No.
They have different concerns.
No, they're not horrible because they can't change tires. I could go over why they're terrible.
Okay,
That
well,
had
let's
nothing
go
to
over
do-
that then.
We're not going to bash millennials.
You just did. You said they don't even know how to change a tire. Why is this? So why don't they know how to change tires?
Because they don't give a damn about anything. You're kind of talking for them right now.
Listen.
No, let me finish. You asked me
40
a question.
years ago, you
literally-
had to know how to change a tire. You had to know how to change a tire.
No, you didn't.
Today, tires, you can run them flat. And actually, you're supposed to, because you're not supposed to change a tire on the side of the road, especially an interstate where you can get hit. There's more people that die changing a tire than driving on a flat.
John, did I change it on the interstate?
No, you did not.
Okay,
Thank you. So that would be part of the
tire-
process of changing a tire would be knowing where to do it, where to put on the parking brake, how to get the jack out, how to get the spare out of the back of your truck. I bet some people out there, women, and you can hit massage. I don't care. Women say, woo, massage alert. I think a lot of women probably don't even know where the spare tire is. I know my wife didn't know where it was at for a long time. I
An
know
SUV, it's in a completely. It's underneath the
Right.
car.
It can be.
These are all things that you need to know if you're going to be operating a dangerous machine that's capable of killing people if you don't maintain it properly.
Okay, I will say, listen, this is my final comment.
That's a good one
It
right
is.
there.
I think it is good to know those things, but I don't think it's a requirement to know how to change a tire before you're allowed to drive a car.
Did I say requirement from the chat? Lee thinks like a crazy millennial. Nothing new here. All right.
Listen, okay, can I defend myself on that point for a
No,
second?
you can't because we're
I
going to keep
used to
moving
be
on.
like you. Please, just give me a second.
We got
here.
things to
Just
talk
give me a
about. We
second
got
here.
big stories to discuss. Okay, we
you-
got to
no,
get
no.
go. We got to
Well,
keep
you're
the
gonna
show
let me
moving.
defend that.
No,
I
I just
used to
said
be
no.
like you.
Did I just say no? I said no 100 times.
I used to be like you, and I used to hate millennials and make fun of them like
Okay.
everyone else because that's just what
on this
that was the
podcast
cool thing to
2
do.
weeks ago.
But then I stopped and I was like, well, I have to put myself in the place of these people, of this younger generation.
Okay, all right.
And I realized they have a different set of concerns than you did. And you have a different set of concerns than your parents.
Okay.
And they had a separate set of concerns than their parents. And like the things that they put their energy and time to are trying to solve the problems that they're facing. And you can't understand it because you're at a different place
You're
in
right.
your life.
I agree.
And you had a different experience. That's all I'm
Lee,
saying.
Lee, to sum it up, everyone, let's talk biblical because John can back us up here. Lee is essentially on just a few weeks ago was bashing millennials to a T. Lee is Saul on the road to Damascus, and if you don't know what that is, Saul was a man that was killing Christians by the quite a bit, and it's on the
I once was
road
blind,
on the
now
road
I
to Damascus.
see.
He was blinded by a light. God said, "Stop doing it. Go preach the gospel." Lee, Saul, you're Paul now.
That's fine. I'll take
your
it.
new
I'm
AK,
Saul.
Paul.
Paul the Saul.
Paul the Saul.
Paul the Saul.
I'm just saying. Here's how you know you're probably wrong. if everyone in the chat who are fundamentally on different sides of the spectrum for sure are all agreeing with me and John, you're wrong. Okay. I hate to tell you that, but you're wrong.
You're
okay?
probably right on that one.
I am right all the time. All right. So that was my week. So that's, it starts off.
Okay.
But it got better.
I'm glad your tires changed. I'm glad you know how to change a tire.
Thank you. I'm going to teach that to the young.
Do your kids know how to change tires?
Well, they're 10. I would say not.
What age do you start on that?
Right,
16?
When they get to be about driving age, sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to make them change a tire. Yeah. You're going to get out here with me. We're going to go change it.
I will say there's one thing that I do actually look forward to, and that's teaching my child to mow the yard.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So you don't have to do it anymore?
Yes, exactly.
So that's something that.
But it's kind of a selfish. It's not like I really want them to know how to mow the yard.
You want them to know how to mow your yard.
Right,
There you go.
exactly.
There you go. All right. So we're going to move on then because a lot of crazy things are happening in the city of Nashville. Obviously, that's where we broadcast from every week, Nashville, Tennessee. And the big story this week, if you didn't know, the NFL draft is coming to Nashville April 25th, which, if you look historically, April 25th is the most important date in American history.
The worst date ever.
Best date ever in American history. It's the day I was born. So
You got your tickets yet?
You're welcome. It's a free event. So the NFL draft is coming to Nashville April 25th. And in preparation of this, a lot of things are happening. They're setting up stages. They're putting this, that, all that. Imagine there's going to be 100,000 plus people down there. And so they needed to set up a stage down at the Riverfront Park. And down at Riverfront Park were about 10 cherry blossom trees, okay? And
been there for years.
Been there for a long time. Look beautiful. They look great. Everything's great about them. And what the NFL draft and the city did together without really notifying anyone was they were going to cut the trees down. Now they were getting paid $10,000 to cut down 10 cherry trees. Cherry blossoms. I don't know if that's a good deal or not, but they went and did it, and people lost their mind. I know it was on Scoop Nashville. He reported about it a lot.
I'm pretty sure he's the one that broke the story.
I
think he started the viral sensation.
I think he did, honestly. And
well, from what I heard, initially they were required to just remove the trees,
right,
put them someplace else, and then replace them after the draft was
right.
over.
No, They were going to cut them down.
But he said they were going to replace them after they cut them down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what they've done now instead is they basically uprooted them, transplant them. But then you read online, that's going to kill them as well because they can only be planted in certain times. So everyone's saying like that knows anything about trees, they did try, is that now you've killed the trees regardless. And this is what I usually see. You go to scoopnashvilleplease.com. He really does break most of the stories. And once he breaks it, I've noticed now, and I'm not just saying this because he's a listener of the program, because I honestly believe this.
He knows where all the good stuff is.
I've seen him break many stories, and after he does it, about an hour later, every other news agency starts doing it. Now, I'm starting to think that they are following his account, maybe burner accounts, maybe their actual account. I don't know. Every news agency was down here. This was a major story. It was like the story on the news. It opened every news, 2, 4, 5, 17, all of them.
People were livid about it.
They were livid. People showed up to protest. Hey, schools are failing. Inner city people are getting moved out of their houses. Who gives a damn about any of that?
Teens are carjacking and murdering people.
Murder, the 615 bike lives hitting cops. Who gives a damn about any of that? Let's talk about the cherry blossom trees.
The cherry blossoms are popping.
This is my problem with the media here, okay, and everywhere in the world. They create these narratives, and then they act like they're so important, and they invest all their energy into it, and then everyone gets riled up about it, and then you have people down here, they're protesting trees. Now, look, hey, you know where I stand on it. I'm not a tree hugger.
You're the NFL draft.
I love the NFL draft. Bring it $10,000 for 10 trees. Dude, I'll go down there and cut them myself if you need me to, okay? Who cares? And I know people say, well, it's a bigger picture of Nashville. That ship is sailed, okay? This city is for sale right now, and it's been for sale for several years. So don't act like, oh, we're so outraged because Nashville. It's done, brother. That's past it, okay? This NFL draft is going to bring in a lot of money. And we're talking probably million dollars, okay?
$1 million?
No, millions and millions of dollars.
$1 million and $1 million and $1 million. So that's like $3 million.
At least.
It's
going to be a big event, okay?
I'm pretty sure they have a projected revenue increase, and it's way more than $3 million.
Okay, how much is it? Like
I don't know.
50 million?
I have no idea.
It's going to be a lot. And so if 10 trees have to pay the price for it, I don't care. Cut them down. I'll come cut them down for you. But, hey, that's where I stand on it. Lee, where do you stand on it?
I liked your, you made a Twitter post where you said that they should tear down Florida-Georgia line.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was like, can we tear that down next?
I mean, that's the point, though. I think people are saying it's like, do you really have to build a stage right there?
Yeah.
Are there not other venues where you could put the stage instead of cutting down these iconic cherry blossom trees that every year is at the Cherry Blossom
Right.
Festival,
Yeah.
which is this month?
Yeah,
you know?
that's even worse timing. That this is
Right.
the Cherry Blossom Festival time of the year. So what I understand is, and I may have inside information on this, is that is going to be. I mean, this is inside information, but
Canceled.
this is
Definitely.
I'm telling you right now, the NFL draft is done. No, this is going to be like the focal stage. This is where the draft takes
Okay.
place.
Oh, really?
This is, and so I think
What?
they want the stadium behind it. This is where the first night the draft picks are going to come out on the stage, and Roger Goodell's going to give them a big hug
What
and
if
shake
it
their hand.
rains or something?
Well, it might, because let's just say I work for the government. If you guys did or did not know, and I was at a meeting, and I knew about this tree thing way before anyone else did, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I assumed at the meeting where every representative of Metro was there, I assumed they did all the correct things to do this. I didn't know that. Oh, they didn't even check with Parks about this. So I'm like, ooh, that does look bad. Okay, that looks bad. But so do you care or not? That's the really, do you care about this? That's really the main question here.
So, you bring up a bigger issue earlier about like how this society tends to latch on to stories.
Mm-hmm.
And like, honestly, is it really that big of a deal that these trees are getting cut down so the NFL draft gets done and when they're gone, they're going to replant them? No, I'm not really
Okay.
that. But what does upset me is the fact that we're kind of like a pitchfork. We're in this like pitchfork mentality
Yeah.
where once one person is outraged and they convince two people to get outraged in it, it starts a snowball. And it makes me think like that could happen to something besides trees. It could happen to something that does matter.
It happens all the time. I
So
mean,
that's more scary than anything.
we live in a society where, our big thing in America is that you're innocent until you're proven guilty, but that's a lie. It's a
You're
flip.
guilty in the
until you
court
prove-
of public opinion.
Yeah, until you're proven innocent, and even then, no one's going to believe the facts. So, John, do you care about this?
The trees? No, not really.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that because a lot of people were attacking Mayor Briley over this.
Good.
And I don't know if you think it's his fault or not, or if any. You said you don't really care, but I think it is good that we were able to come to a compromise and say like, okay, we won't cut down the trees. We'll transplant them, or at least we'll try to transplant.
And they'll die
them,
anyway.
But we'll try.
I mean, so that's not a compromise.
I don't know if they'll necessarily die.
There are agricultural specialists that were there being interviewed.
100% dead, all of them.
Pretty good chance, according to the people that were interviewed by the media, saying these trees are dead. Like, you cannot move them now. This is the wrong time of year to move them.
I think there's probably a way you could, though.
I don't think it is.
Not without cutting
think-
out a big enough piece of land.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
true, yeah.
I don't think there's very much land for those trees to grow, or anyway.
That's
but
probably
anyway.
why you shouldn't move them. Probably the root system is.
Look, if we landed a craft on the moon and planted a flag,
Did we?
I think that we can probably move a cherry tree without it dying. I'm gonna take an educated guess.
Did
there.
we?
I'm not an arborist,
Did we land on
Maybe.
the moon? Who knows? Well,
But yeah, if they are gonna die, it is kind of foolish that they're even attempting to move them. That is kind of
it looks.
of itself.
But once again, most people don't give a damn. They're going to walk away from the story and go, "Oh, they moved and we won." I think people just, I won. I was on the team that won. I won. I did good. Jason said Briley got his ass handed to him. That drove as much of the story as anything. And at the end of the day, he is responsible for this. He is over all of those organizations, and he did sign
so.
off
How
on
should he
this.
have handled it? How should he have?
You
handled
said
it
it best. Just move it somewhere else. Have it at the stadium. Hey, you know that piece of property that we're still paying back for? Do you know the city of Nashville is still paying back on that stadium? How about we have it there? How about we have it at the $1 billion convention center that we have? What about
makes
that?
sense.
I mean,
that makes a lot of sense.
there are a number
Isn't
of.
that where they normally have it?
That's where you would think they would have it, because, like I said, if it rains, they're screwed.
What about like a send even?
Anywhere yes, that would make more sense.
well,
than,
even if they wouldn't have the same spot, how often did they have river stages?
right.
They could have built stages on the
the
river.
barge.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, your fear there is you hope it doesn't start raining and
But
flood.
what's
but
the difference?
yeah,
Like, what
Same
is-
thing.
yeah, true. This is
I'm
just,
sure they have.
It
a
just
backup
looks
plan.
dumb. It looks dumb. It looks dumb. So
Actually,
anyway.
I just got this. I just looked it up. Their backup plan is Mayor Briley has a very large golf umbrella.
There you
so
go.
if it starts raining, he's going to go out there and
Well,
hold it over the people.
what the hell are they going to do if it rains? They said they have a contingency plan. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is a big umbrella, NFL big ass umbrella sticking out. But David Briley, you look bad, son, and elections coming up. This is probably not going to sit good going into it. A lot of people do not like this man. I'm just saying, it's going to be an interesting election to watch. I don't know. So,
I mean, his only hope is if Matt Del Rossi's running against him.
right. It's the only person running against him. He's got a
I would
chance.
like to know what that guy thinks about the cherry tree.
Oh, I'm sure he's got thoughts. We can get him back on the show, bring him back over to your house. Now, speaking of elections, upcoming elections, 2020 elections coming up.
This is a story that you absolutely find
Hilarious.
you just with glee.
I do.
You celebrate this.
Well, Joe Biden is one of the front runners. He's not going to get it. Let's just be honest here. But he's one of the front runners for the Democratic, nominee. And it turned out this week that two women, not one, two that we know about right now, have accused him of unwanted touching. Okay. At least says who cares, right?
I didn't say who cares.
Okay. Well, sum up. What's your thoughts on it?
So first off, I just saw that Joe Biden was 76. At what age are you too old to be a president?
I would say he's 76 is probably, Trump's 70, right?
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's 70 years old, right? Is that about right, John? He's in that ballpark. Okay, so anyway, I would say.
Second off, okay, so he comes out. So this guy's like, they have him on video touching this woman that accused him.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it.
Kissing her on the back of the head.
It was kind of creepy, but it's like
kind of
old man creepy, right?
Well, you can't see, but that's not a fair pass saying old man creepy, because creepy is creepy whether it's an old man or a young man. I mean,
well, he came out with his apology and he said, like, I don't understand personal space.
He didn't really apologize.
I'm working on it.
That's a fake apology.
He said, I don't understand personal space.
That'd be like
he
John's.
said times are changing.
John's nephew going, I didn't know pissing on your carpet was wrong. It's like, no, dude, you knew that was wrong, okay? Yeah. Biden, dude, I'm sorry. What era do you live in? And he's a progressive. He claims he's a progressive. In this Me Too era, you cannot be grabbing ladies.
You would hope he would know.
And kissing them on the back of the head. That's just weird. It's just,
weird.
And he's done it. I'm telling you, look it up. I know you don't believe me. He has a history of doing this with young children as well. Look, honestly, if you're asking me just straight up, I would be accused. He's just an old man that's caught in the old man ways. Okay. I do believe that.
Okay.
I don't believe honestly, I don't believe this is a Me Too thing. I believe once again, everyone's running with this because the right, running with it, and the left's like, oh no.
You asked me earlier if I would vote for him based on this, and no, I would not. Obviously, I don't want an old creeper that's inappropriately touching women in the White House.
Okay, well, good.
Who
got
does?
one now.
Who does? Who wants that?
Nobody. But well, apparently half the country does.
But when I brought up
Joe Biden does.
But when I brought up the fact to John in particular, when I brought up the Trump grabbing by the pussies, John kind of dismissed it and was like, "Oh, that was before he was even a presidential candidate."
He did say that.
So
John.
like there's a whole group of people that don't care about these type of issues.
Yeah,
obviously, right? Yeah. Like, oh, but
Well, once again, if most people, if you're a D, you're going to vote for the Democrats. If you're an R, you're going to vote for the Republican. It doesn't really matter what they've done or what.
Why can't we find a decent presidential candidate? Like, why can't we just get someone who's wholesome and actually wants to be there and make the country?
Mittens was going to run, and are you saying that dude wasn't wholesome? Honestly,
dude, he blows on birthday cakes.
Yeah, he's a weirdo, but is he wholesome? See, that's different.
I don't know.
We've already talked about. A lot of people think Mormons are weird. Okay,
yeah, they are.
LDS, whatever you're supposed to call them. I don't know.
Let's be honest,
John. You would know. You know this, right? Like this. Yeah. Okay, it's not like
news.
You think
Mormons are weird?
Yeah, some of them are
okay,
weird.
there you go.
Okay, well, there you go. There's one speaking for the whole congregation, but. Biden was, Obama was pretty wholesome as well, to be fair. So I will give him that. Okay. No controversy happened while he's in the White House, regardless of what you think of his ideas.
He put his feet up on a desk once.
Oh, watch out, everybody. He's hood. So I just think this is more of the silliness. This is silliness here of a country just wanting to be outraged every day. Like every day you need something to be outraged. Like, give me outrage. Give me outrage. All right, look. Did he apologize? He apologized in his way. If the women forgave him, it seems they did. Then let's move the hell on. And just, Joe, stop touching the women. Stop touching the kids.
Just stop touching everyone.
Yes.
Just keep your hands to yourself.
Don't even touch yourself, okay? And what I would
you want to touch yourself.
No
Jeff.
touching.
That's fine.
No
That's
touching.
Fine.
Don't, because he might make a tape and release it. Look, here's what we know. Don't rule of life. This is another learn how to change a tire, and don't touch little kids that aren't your kids, okay? Or they're not related to you. Don't touch them.
What if you're like a caretaker?
Well, that's a little bit different. He's not a caretaker in these situations.
Can you not touch little kids in a non-creepy way at all? Really?
Grab them and kiss them on the head? No.
Never?
John.
No kissing.
What if you know them?
I just said if you know them personally, close
If
family
you don't
friend-
know kids, don't kiss them. For
yes,
sure.
yes, for
without
sure.
a doubt.
Yes, I would. Yes, that's a very solid thing
solid.
there for sure. All right, well, that's the news stories. Let's get into Dear John. We got one. This is a good one. Here we go. All right, it's time for Dear John. Lee's got one. Someone emailed it in this week, and Lee's going to read it. And John's going to give advice, and the person's already told me he does not trust John's advice. I'm just this is 100. I'm not lying right now. I said I know John's going to blow this, so David and Lee, please help me out. Go ahead and read it.
Okay, this one comes in. Dear John, I'm getting married in September. I have 5 groomsmen and have no idea how to pick who should be the best man. Should I go most likely to return the favor or person best equipped to throw a bachelor party?
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing any other way to choose? 2 guys live kind of far away, so that seems like a disqualifier. But other than that, I don't think anyone would be offended if I didn't pick them. So what do you do? For context, the 2 far away were college roommates. The 3 others were a person I've known since birth who may not return the favor, a guy I've known since high school that I've had a multi-year falling out with, but we're cool now, and a guy from my hometown who I'm good friends with, but also isn't thrilled I'm getting married from a partying standpoint from soon to be married.
Here we go.
I would go with the one that you know from birth. That's probably your brother. That's probably a safe bet.
I don't think it is his brother. I don't think he has a brother. Let's just say I think that. So I know who this is, obviously, but I'm not going to disclose the information. But let's say it's not his brother.
If it's not his brother, I would go with the one whoever you're closest to. I honestly had a hard time choosing mine as well. I mean, it was really close between David and my brother, and my brother has allowed me to be his best man like 16 times. So
Wow, roasted.
I felt I needed to return the favor.
Oh man. So let's go with that.
So family first.
Family first.
But we're going to assume none of these people are family.
But you're saying so you're really doing out of obligation, like the one that will most likely return the favor.
That's
Not necessarily.
You just said that.
Yeah,
you literally
pretty
just said that.
You said it. I said in my case.
I didn't say it.
Okay, so tell us what you're saying, John. Don't let David influence you.
If you wouldn't have been Lee's best man, because Lee got married before I did,
Yeah.
I probably would have picked you.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Lee, was I your best man?
Yes.
And you were my best man.
Well, I think
so.
if you like,
So we stuck
family
together.
makes it easy.
Well,
then.
John screwed it up. I mean, he screwed it up.
So maybe like John would say like whoever feels more like family. I guess.
I guess.
My advice would be the guy who isn't thrilled with partying. Like,
He's done.
no, that's the dude.
No. The best man throws the bachelor party.
No. That's what he said.
He's
Oh,
not, he's not thrilled that he's getting
oh, I got you. Okay.
So that's like his
Yeah,
party
okay.
buddy.
Yes,
That's like his
okay,
real
yes.
best friend. Okay,
Yes.
that's obviously like
100.
his BFF.
Okay, let's talk about bachelor parties then. Now, mine was awesome. Mine was awesome.
Did you get on the cockpit downtown?
But you were there with me. We weren't in no cockpit, but you did try to fight 2 Samoan wrestlers and a Puerto Rican tough guy.
I did not try to fight them. I
And-
just wasn't backing down.
And factual. Well, I don't know. At least the wife listens. It was a fun night. Okay. What was your bachelor party like? Was I there? I don't think I was.
Do I
Did you
even
have?
remember my
Do you have a
bachelor?
bachelor party?
I did. I don't remember it too
man.
well. I'm
All
sorry.
right, well-
you were there, I'm sure.
No, I was not. I don't
Why
think
would
I
you
was.
not have been there?
I guess you didn't have one. I don't remember going to your bachelor party.
Okay. Well,
Okay, well,
it was so fun. I don't remember.
So Jason asked, did John have a bachelor party though? Did y'all play Cracker Barrel peg games? And I think there's a couple of ways you could go with that, but did you?
Little Peggy.
Okay, wait a second. Did you have a bachelor party?
I did.
Was I invited?
Yes.
What did we do?
We went to Lee was there too.
Oh, the steakhouse.
We sit at the steakhouse and then we went karaoke.
You got some like candy underwear as a present. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That was a wild time.
I would just say Judge based on mine. Lee,
Yours was the best out of
Lee.
the, yeah.
Well, John. Oh, I forgot. John was there as well.
Yes,
and
I was.
John
Should-
thought he was Jesus.
should I
didn't he?
disclose any of the?
No.
Wait, do y'all want this sealed for the record or what?
I don't remember. Obviously, I
Lee
don't
fell in
even
love
know.
with the stripper. Okay, that's. I'm just gonna
Oh,
tell
is
you
that
right
what
there.
happened?
Yeah, you did. He goes, man.
We got married.
He goes, I'm telling you, the girl, man, she likes me. I went, nah, dude. I think that's. He's not. I remember she said she was a
This is
realtor.
such
But anyways,
a BS story. You were so full of crap. If anyone ever fell
Oh,
in love with a
hey.
stripper, it was you.
oh, hey,
You watched
I
True
see what you're-
Romance. You thought you were what's his
that's
face?
an escort. Lee, hey,
Oh, sorry,
I
you
get,
fell in love
hey,
with the escorts.
I get what you're doing. No, you're right. That didn't happen. All right, I hear you. I hear you.
You're
And-
so full of
and,
crap.
and John did not throw up and have to leave the party early. None of that happened. Okay,
now
none.
I did throw up that night as well.
Oh yeah, you threw up in my car on the way
Yeah.
back to your house.
I
No,
thought
mean
I
no,
was
he,
fine 'cause
no, he
we
didn't.
had
No,
won.
none of that happened. None of that happened. Okay, so
You're a real man.
I said none of it happened. I would on a Bible. I would say none of those things happened. But John, we went to steakhouse. Lee doesn't even remember what we did. That's
I'm
sad,
gonna have
brother.
to try to remember.
So, person that I was about to say his name. I'm glad I didn't. You got to pick the guy that's going to throw you the best bachelor party because, I mean, you're getting married. You would think for the rest of your life, unless you're Vinny, John's brother. But you got to go out with a bang. You got to have the best party you can have. And these other dudes sound lame. I'm just telling you right now. You don't sound like you're very enthused about any of them. Party guy wins. That's my advice, John. What? So your advice is what?
It's a toss up between the party guy and the guy that he's known since birth.
So birth though.
He's going with the birther.
Yeah.
He's
All
a
right,
birther.
He is
He's
a birther. Yeah. And what about you, Lee? You say
I'd definitely say the party guy. Like, it's just the obvious choice, you know?
should he get married though?
Well, like, you can't, like, the guy. No, he should. I mean, honestly, I was thinking about this earlier. Okay? Marriage doesn't really matter.
Okay.
You've already fell into the trap. So he's already done so, right?
Okay.
So,
Go
you know,
ahead.
it's too late.
Keep talking.
It's too late for him. So, yeah, just get married.
Get married.
But you
Someone
can't
hand
go-
Lee the proverbial shovel.
You can't go with the guys that live like so far away.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
it's kind of like a representation of the past. You can't go with the guy that you had a multi-year following. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds a little odd. Was that like a drug deal gone bad or something?
It's pretty bad. I don't
Did
know.
he do some time for you? I'd like to know the story there. And then, I mean, if you pick someone just because you think they will return the favor, like, who even wants to be a best man? I guess?
I would never want to be in another wedding again, truthfully.
But then they don't do it. You're gonna harbor so much resentment. You
Yeah.
know? So just go with the
party
the,
man.
Yeah, the party.
All
man.
right, party man wins. Party guy for the win.
Birther. Go with the birther.
Birthday man.
Go with the birther.
Return the favor guy. So that's it, dear John. If you want advice, hit us up on social media. They actually send us a message on Twitter. You can do that. You will remain anonymous. We won't tell anybody who you are unless you want us to tell you, or you can send us an email. We've got an email set up at advice@blameyourbro.com. Send that in to us, and we will read on show. Advice@blameyourbro.com. So there you go. All right. So I guess we're coming around to the end of the
I
show.
know, I'm kind of disappointed we didn't even get to talk about the rolling hot tub.
Well,
Sorry, the heated pool.
So we're going to do a minute quick take on this. So if you didn't know, there's like pedal taverns downtown, and there's like honky tonk buses. You stand away, hey, party, man. And so I used to walk around downtown all the time because I do on my lunch break, and I would joke with my coworker Clay. I would go, dude, they're going to have a hot tub in the back of one of these things. We would just go, that's dumb. There's no way that's going to happen. Well, it's been revealed today that the hot tub party bus has hit the streets of Nashville, and it is a vehicle with that's closed, with a hot tub inside.
That's obviously not a heated pool.
Lee,
Obviously a jacuzzi.
what's the chance you would get in that hot tub?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, wow. John, chance you'd get in that.
Oh, it's extremely low.
Mine is a 0% chance. There's
Why?
no,
What's the hesitation?
brother, are you joking right now?
I don't understand why people don't want to get in the rolling
You,
hot tub.
hey, you don't even know who's been in that hot tub before you. They're not
you don't
cleaning.
know any hot tub anyone's ever gotten into. Have you never gotten into a public hot tub?
I would say, well, yeah, I have. I mean, you
Okay,
got a
but
point.
did it stop
You
you?
gotta,
Okay, ever since I was a child, I would see music videos where there was like limos that had a hot tub in it, and it always befuddled me because I'm like, how does that work? How do you take a turn in a car with a hot tub in it? It's always intrigued me. So in this particular
better find
instance,
out.
I would say this is like a childhood dream come true.
there you go. I never
Maybe
thought.
I am just more Nashville than the rest of you.
You are very new Nashville, but I would say if you, and I'll close this up for all the Nashville people, or if you're coming here to visit, if you're complaining about people chopping down cherry blossom trees. This is way worse than that. All these pedal taverns downtown, all these honky-tonk, hillbilly, open bar things, all this. Dude, drunk people on an open bus. Like, surely someone...
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong, you know? So if you...
Look, there's a N64 on it.
But
It's
I
fun.
will say this. If enough listeners come together and we all want to do the hot tub, I will do it. If enough listeners get to us, I
Will
will...
you get shirtless and get in the hot
I will
tub?
get shirtless on that
Yeah.
adventure for sure, 100%. I
What
won't
about you, John?
If I say yes, no one will want to do this.
Well, then you better say yes.
All right, so there you go. That's new Nashville for you. And that's going to wrap the show up. So we've come to the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We got through a lot of topics, a lot of fun things tonight. Learn how to change a tire, kids. And we say, who is to blame for this week's episode? It's a new thing we're going to try. Who is to blame for, is it how bad it was or how good it was?
Whichever one swings.
Okay,
the
so
greatest.
who's
I'm obviously the one.
You say you were to blame for this
Obviously, every
episode.
week.
I think I'm to blame.
Wow.
And the reason
Oh, okay.
So I get to split the vote, okay?
is just don't pee on my stuff.
That's good. But Lee's refusal to admit
Obviously.
that he was destroying millennials 2 weeks ago. Now
No,
he's
I admit that.
Now he's a holy
I
man
admitted
on this
that.
holy path. God came down
I'm
to
Paul
him.
the Saul.
Lee, leave the millennials alone. He's like, yes, I have
The
seen the light,
scales have
Lord.
fallen from my eyes.
Now remember, this is a biracial God that came down to you. 5'9", okay?
I am
was
the
his
millennial
wife
Jesus.
there? Was his wife
Yes.
there? She was.
And she's super hot.
Awesome. Yes. Sweet. CrossFit Jesus with his hot wife. All right. So who's to blame for this episode? Lee is to blame for this episode. And that will wrap that part up. So go check out the website, blameyourbro.com. Tons of things on there. Great article this week from Adam Cox, our friend from the UK. Writes about Jaws, why it is the perfect summer blockbuster. Great read. Check it out and then go watch the movie. All our past episodes, if you want to check out last week's with T. Hottie with video, it's available there as well. Biracial God, all that good stuff's up there. We got all the links for social media. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, please, where you don't miss the live show. Use our Amazon link. If you buy stuff on Amazon, go to our website first, click on the link, then buy everything there. Buy a shirt. We've had a couple more people buying shirts. They look great. Get them out there on social media. And we're streamed every Thursday night. Radio Vegas rocks. Go to radiovegas.rocks. Check us out along with Not Playing Stupid. Great other shows. And if you want to email us, you can do it straight from the website. How easy can that be? John will help you, or we'll help you. John won't, whatever that goes. Or you can leave a voicemail on there as well. All kinds of great things on the website. Go check it out. Tell your friends about it. Share the show. Let everyone know you love the show. And that's how we grow. And go leave us a rating and review if you haven't done that. And with that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother. Today's memory of the week comes in April 5th. David Brangton was right for the first time.
Today is April 4th, 2019. This day in history.
Doc Brown was working on his time machine.
Burn this.
I'm sorry?
Please
This
burn
must never be seen by anyone.
You want me to play it again?
Has anybody seen this?
Nobody has seen this.
They have to be found and talked to.
That's enough. Put down the mic.